into Jefferson County as well. This goes until 5:45 this evening. We have another 13 minutes with this storm. The National Weather Service is looking to see, has mentioned that there could be some weakening with the storm. We'll continue to watch this, but until then, again, we will be watching this storm, tracking the storm towards the northeast at 35 miles per hour. The National Weather, I'm just reading these messages that are coming in from the National Weather Service. They're saying there was another circulation that was within the warning, but north of that storm that prompted. Okay, that's what we're talking about right now. Let's take one more look at what's happening here with correlation coefficient. This is when we look for damage that's flying up into the atmosphere. What you see here in terms of the red, that is the radar seeing precipitation. If it was any other color in this area, it would be indicated by either yellows or blues or greens, and we're really not seeing it in that particular area right now. But I want to go back and show you the velocity where we are looking, again, the same area where we're seeing that big change in color on the velocity tracker. Velocity measures wind going away from the radar and coming to the radar. And once it sees a quick change, that means there is some sort of turning in that area. And I'm going to highlight that for you so you can see exactly the area that we're talking about right now. This area right in here, actually, and that last pass, the area has now moved. You can see it's now in this area right here. This is going to be just to the east of Sumner here in Jefferson County. Fort Atkinson, you are in the path of this particular potential tornado right now. If you hear the sirens, definitely get into your safe room at the moment as well. And also stay away from windows. Do not go outside. Do not try to take any pictures of this as well. Again, we are looking at a tornado warning for Jefferson as well as Rock County. This goes until 5:45. Radar indicated, but we do now have some messages coming in from the National Weather Service that it has been seen in this area. Again, a National Weather Service has reported a tornado that was located over Milton. It's now moving to the northeast at 30 miles an hour. This is now pushing into parts of Jefferson County right now, and it is moving to the northeast at 30 miles per hour. The National Weather Service always said a brief tornado was reported near Milton within the last 5 minutes. That was on the last warning that we had just seen there. All right, let's take one more look at what's happening across the area in terms of all of our thunderstorms, because we do have a line of thunderstorms that is moving through the region. I'm going to get back to the radar, and then we can pull back and see this line that we're talking about. This line that we were watching has developed fairly quickly, and you can see it extends all the way down towards Rockford as well. I'm going to put it into motion, and you can see just in the last 2 hours how quickly that line has developed. We did have some extra instability in the air after all the rain that we had this morning pushing through. We did have some instability in the air from some daytime heating as well. And this is a cold front that is helping to kind of lift the atmosphere in that particular area. Again, a tornado warning is in effect until 5:45 for parts of Jefferson as well as Rock County. The National Weather Service The National Weather Service indicated that we were looking at a tornado on the ground from a spotter. We'll continue to follow this, but we're going to pass it over to Cameron right now, who is also tracking some other information from the area.
Kevin, thank you so much. Kevin will be back with another update, but we just want to give you some safety tips if you are in these areas. Please stay away from your windows. Go to the basement or the interior room on the lowest level of your home. You can cover your head with pillows or get under some sturdy furniture. And if you live in a mobile home, you can get out now and find a safer location if that is a thing that you can do right now. If you have to stay in place, then stay in place. Again, if you live in a building or the top floor and exterior rooms will not protect you, move quickly to the basement. If you don't have a basement, go to an interior room with no windows and do not go outside. No place outside is safe from a tornado. And we want to remind you that you guys can download our free First Alert weather app and get all the latest updates straight to your phone. We did warn you about this tornado warning, so we want to make sure you have that downloaded so you can have all the latest updates, and we'll give you all the information that you may need. But right now, please stay in place, or if you are in any of those areas. I'm going to give it right back to Kevin, and he's going to give you an update. Kevin.
Thank you very much, Cameron. I wanted to show you exactly what we're talking about, because when we see signatures just like this is called the velocity tracker. It looks much different than the radar. It indicates winds going away from the radar and winds coming towards the radar. And when you get an area that's very small and very compact like a tornado, you can see this very sharp contrast of colors, and that is what we're seeing right here. I highlighted the area. You see some blue, you see some very dark green, you see the red right there. That is just to the west and very close to Black Hawk Island at the moment. This system is moving to the northeast at 30 miles per hour. Again, I'm going to just take a look at what the National Weather Service is saying right now. Radar indicated rotation. These storms have a history of producing damage in the Milton area. A tornado may form at any time. Again, this system right now is moving to the northeast at 35 miles per hour. The National Weather Service is looking right now. Let me just read this real quick. So yes, moving to the northeast, and of course, Whitewater, Fort Atkinson, Milton was impacted. Lake Koshkonong, thank you very much, and Hebron. So we're going to be watching that very carefully for you. I got the control room helping me in my ear, telling me some of these pronunciations, because as we're diving down into this, we are looking at smaller communities that are going to be impacted by this system. All right, I'm going to pull back and show you what is happening here on our satellite and radar. And if I pull back, and you can see the system really pushing now into most of southwestern parts of Jefferson County. We're also going to be watching, of course, what is happening here now moving into Walworth County. The National Weather Service has not yet issued any warnings in this area, but we will continue to watch anything close, either from Elkhorn down towards Walworth as well. Again, we do have a tornado warning that is in effect all the way until, I just want to make sure that it hasn't changed in time, until 5:45 this evening for northeastern parts of Rock County and southern Jefferson County right now. And you can see we are talking, this system is crossing over right now near Highway 12. We're getting some of the heaviest lightning, most frequent lightning over Cold Springs. Looks like Fort Atkinson, the main downtown area, not really seeing, kind of in between two large cells at the moment. I'm going to put back on the velocity, because with the system moving so quickly, we want to show you exactly where we think we are seeing that rotation in the atmosphere. Again, tornado warning, and when you would look at the correlation, the velocity tracker, we are looking at those colors changing. And now I just noticed we have gone from seeing a little bit of blue in that area. The blue is now gone, and big changes are looking right here. It does look like we could be seeing a little bit of weaker rotation just to the south of Fort Atkinson on Highway 12 at the moment. Let me zoom in a little bit more for you on that, so you can see what we're talking about. This is just to the south of Fort Atkinson on Highway 12. Notice how those reds and greens kind of move into each other, kind of are kind of coupling each other. That is the area that we're talking about right now. That is just to the south of Fort Atkinson. This signature is not as strong as what we have seen before when it was coming through Milton and just to the northeast of Milton, but still we will continue to watch this. Again, we do have a tornado warning in effect right now, and that is the area. It includes Fort Atkinson, it includes Hebron as well, and this is in effect until 5:45 this evening. Taking a look now, I am seeing a little bit more in terms of that color. Remember, I did mention that where we see the big change of red to blue, red, blue to green, that is the area that we're really concerned, and that is just to the southwest of Highway 12 right now. Again, if you hear the tornado warnings going off, you need to get inside to your safe space, into your interior room. Also, if you have a basement, get into the basement as well. Do not go close to the windows. Do not try to take pictures. Do not try to go outside at the moment. This system is making its way to the northeast, and it looks like Cold Springs could be the next area that we will be watching with this particular system. Again, National Weather Service indicated a tornado warning until 5:45 this evening, and that is going to continue. I'm just going to look and see what the National Weather Service has reported. In Rock County, in Milton, yes, lots of damage in Milton, and specifically mentioned trees on houses. So we're now getting reports from damage right now from the National Weather Service that are coming in. This has been reported in Milton, lots of damage in Milton, and specifically mentioned trees on houses. We're looking at I'm just going to update this and what is happening here in Whitewater. In Jefferson County, another report, a tornado was on the ground northwest of Whitewater. This was by a trained spotter. We do have some pictures that are now coming in, a tornado north of Fort Atkinson. We'll try to get these pictures to you as fast as possible, but we are looking at it's definitely a funnel cloud. Whether or not what I'm looking at has touched the ground or not, we are watching that very carefully. Again, this area right here that you see, that is just to the southwest of Cold Springs at the moment. Let me pull back for you. We have now lost the National Weather Service has dropped the tornado warning for Rock County at the moment. So Rock County is clear. You are now clear. All of Rock County is clear, but we do have reports right now that there is damage and reports of damage in Milton at the moment. Okay. National Weather Service is now talking about they are going to issue another warning in just a few minutes. We'll get the details of that coming up. Again, this is going to be they're mentioning a newer warning coming into place. This warning right now, as you can see, let me show you the warning we're just talking about right here. Let me go back, and there we go. This is the new warning that is in effect right now until 5:45 this evening. It does not include Rock County anymore. Rock County, you are now out of danger, but we do have reports that there has been damage in Milton already. This includes Fort Atkinson, and this also includes Hebron at the moment. Let me just check and see what the National Weather Service is reporting. Nothing new at the moment, but we are looking at again, there was a confirmation north of Fort Atkinson of a tornado. And again, north of Fort Atkinson, a new warning is coming by the National Weather Service. They are probably going to be extending this particular warning because of the severity of this line of thunderstorms, that is going through at the moment. All right, let's take a look what's happening here on our radar. And you can see we're talking about a fairly long line of thunderstorms extending from parts of northern Jefferson County all the way down through Walworth and into parts of Illinois. There have been no other warnings that have been issued along this except right now into parts of Jefferson County. That goes until 5:45, another 5 minutes right now. I'm going to be checking right here to see if the National Weather Service continues to extend this, which they have before. And also, we're going to be seeing, I'm going to check the messages very quickly while I hand it back over to Cameron to see if there's more updates on this particular system.
Thank you so much, Kevin. And we know that we are cutting in during the Indy 500 right now, and it is our policy to break into programming and provide continuous coverage if there is a tornado on the ground in our area. And we want to make sure that everyone is safe. So we're going to give you a few safety tips if you are in these areas. Please stay away from windows, go to the basement or an interior room on the lowest level of your home. Cover your head with pillows or get under something sturdy like furniture. And if you live in a mobile home, get out now if you are safe to do so and find a safer location. And again, if you live inside of a building on the top floor and exterior rooms will not protect you, please move to your basement if you can. And if you don't have a basement, go to an interior room with no windows and do not go outside. No place outside is safe from a tornado. And remember, you can always download our free First Alert app to get all the latest updates straight to your phone. We notified you there about this tornado warning, and we will continue to bring you all all of the latest coverage. So make sure you download our app. And Kevin will be back here in just a second just to give you some more updates on what's going on. Kevin?
Thank you very much, Cameron. Yes, the National Weather Service has just extended this particular warning. I'm giving you the information as I am seeing it myself here on the screen. This new warning is now extended until 6:15 p.m. So that's another over 30 minutes from now. It includes, we're looking at tornado-producing storms located along a line extending from near Lake Ripley to near Whitewater, moving to the northeast at 40 miles per hour. The towns being impacted: Watertown, Whitewater, Fort Atkinson, Jefferson, Lake Mills, Wales, Johnson Creek, North Prairie, Lake Ripley as well, and in that area. Let me show you what we're looking at right now. I want to take you back and show you the velocity where we could be seeing possibly those tornadoes. Again, velocity is where the radar measures the winds going away from it and the winds coming towards it. It's measuring the water droplets, how fast they're moving. Whenever they see very fast movement and it's happening very quickly side by side, that's where they really kind of notice and take note of possible tornadoes in that area. I'm taking a look right now, and taking a look at this, I am looking possibly at this area to the southeast of Fort Atkinson right here. Let me circle this for you. It is this area right there, and you can see where we have those reds and also those greens. I want to go closer in because I want to show you the areas that could be affected. This is over Cold Springs right now. You need to be into your interior rooms. You need to be either in your basement also. Do not go outside until the warnings are over. This warning is extended all the way until 6:15 this evening. Again, we do have storms that are moving towards the northeast at 40 miles per hour. Next in line could be Hebron. You can see up there towards the northeast. We'll continue to watch this as we go through the next few minutes. But I also want to talk about what is happening with all of our warnings very quickly, because give you an update and show you what warnings we have right here. So we do have in Jefferson County, the southern warning is going to expire at 5:45. That's in another minute. That is just for that southwestern corner of Jefferson County. For the rest of Jefferson County, which goes through central Jefferson County and also to the northeast and to the east, this goes all the way until 6:15. We are also looking at Walworth County as well. And I'm going to take and show you just the warnings that are in place right now. And you can see we are looking just to that northeastern corner of Walworth County. That is the area of Whitewater right there. Fort Atkinson is still in the warning. Jefferson is in the warning, as well as very close to Watertown at the very corner. The system continues to make its way to the northeast at 40 miles per hour. I'm going to take a quick look and see what the National Weather Service has been saying. They didn't see anything. Let's see. They are talking about, it appears that the circulations are weakening. That's good news here, but they're still going to continue the warning right now until 6:15. That's all they have said at the moment. We'll continue to monitor the messages that are coming out from the National Weather Service. I'm going to put back on the radar for you so you can see the extent of the lines that we are talking about right now. A fairly decent cell right now is just to the northeast of Fort Atkinson and just to the southeast of Jefferson. This cell right here is very close to Hebron, as you can see right there. Lots of lightning coming out of that particular storm. I'm also going to put the velocity on there to see what we're talking about. At the moment, this is where we start to get to a little bit of a problem looking at velocity and also the circulations. Whenever we get very close to a radar site, and you can see that radar site just to the eastern part of the county, it gets a little bit more difficult to start to identify these areas. So we're going to rely heavily on the National Weather Service to kind of look at these. But as I look at this right now, and I look at Cold Springs, I do see that light green to dark green to red area, which could indicate some sort of circulation in that particular area. Again, the National Weather Service has issued tornado warnings, first starting off in parts of Greene County. Then we're now looking into Rock and also into Jefferson County, but now we're only into Jefferson, Walworth County. These now go until 6:15. They have just dropped the last warning that expired at 5:45, and that was for the southwestern part of Jefferson County. But for our viewing area, we're talking now Jefferson as well as Walworth County until 6:15 this evening. I'm going to put the radar back in, and you can see the area that we're talking about. We are looking here at Fort Atkinson, Cold Springs, Hebron. A little bit of circulation, a little bit of cusping there, as you can see, coming over the Fort Springs area. That is where I was also looking at those greens and reds where there could possibly be some sort of circulation in the region. All right, I'm going to put on a hail tracker. I'm not expecting to see much in terms of hail with this system. We have not seen a lot of hail. The radar is now indicating that we could possibly see hail that is less than 3/4 of an inch. Right now, the radar is not picking up any hail, but we have had reports so far of damage. I'm going to go back and show you what we saw, what I had read here. Previously, the National Weather Service did say in Milton, this was at 5:26 p.m., Milton and Rock County, there was lots of damage in Milton, and specifically mentioned trees on houses there. We also had a report from in Whitewater, 3 miles to the west-northwest of Whitewater in Jefferson County, that a tornado was on the ground just to the northwest of Whitewater. That was at 5:35. Again, these are all part of the same system that we're watching right now. All right. Let's take a quick look at what's happening here with our radar. Again, I'm going to go back and show you the radar, and you can see how large these systems are at the moment. A fairly decent line of thunderstorms that has developed here. I'm going to put this into motion for you and show you what we had been looking at through the last 3 hours. Now, this is a 3-hour loop. Notice how that line really developed, coming basically out of Dubuque very slowly, coming through parts of Lafayette County, then into parts of Greene County as well. We're now looking at that warning for just the northern part of Walworth County until 6:15, as well as for a majority right now of Jefferson County until 6:15 as well. The National Weather Service is not putting any more updates yet at the moment, so we're going to continue to watch that. But again, if you hear your sirens going off, and that is primarily for the majority of Jefferson County at the moment, you need to get into your interior rooms. You need to be in your safe space. You need to get into your basement if you have a basement. Do not go outside. Do not go close to your windows. Do not try to take any pictures. After this is passed, after the warnings have actually gone out or expired, then you can go outside, survey for damage, but not until the warnings have been expired in your area. Again, 6:15 for Jefferson as well as Walworth County. I'm going to hand it over to Cameron in just 1 second with any more information that she may have.
Thank you so much, Kevin. And we know that we are cutting in during the Indy 500. It is our policy to break into programming and provide continuous coverage if there is a tornado on the ground in our area. And again, we want to make sure that you are safe. Kevin gave some safety tips, but I want to give a few more. Please stay away from your windows or go to the basement or an interior room on the lowest level of your home. Cover your head with pillows or get under something sturdy like furniture. If you live in a mobile home, get out now if you are safe to do so, and find a safer location. Again, if you live in a building, the top floor and exterior rooms will not protect you, so please move quickly to the basement. And if you don't have a basement, go to an interior room with no windows and do not go outside. No place outside is safe from a tornado. And we want to remind you to please download our free First Alert weather app. There you can get all the latest information. You can track as well. And we did send you a notification earlier today warning you about this tornado warning. Kevin is going to just tell you a little bit more about what's going on now. So I'll send it back to Kevin. Kevin.
Thank you very much, Cameron. I want to update the audience, of course, what we're seeing right now. We are looking at a tornado warning in effect right now for most of Jefferson County, as well as the northern part of Walworth County at the moment. We're now getting some information in here from the National Weather Service. We're talking damage. Numerous trees snapped off in Milton. We had mentioned that before, that we had seen reports in Milton, and we're getting more reports now coming in for parts of Milton. Good news, the National Weather Service has just canceled the tornado warning for Walworth County. Walworth County, you are now out of the warning. It is now just for Jefferson County. Jefferson County until 6:15 this evening. Okay, I want to go back to what I was reading from the National Weather Service. We have definitely seen some damage in Milton. We're getting multiple reports right now coming in from the National Weather Service. Reports of trees and small debris north of Milton. Also minor structural damage in Milton near East Madison Street and North Side Street there. Again, we are beginning to see reports now coming in. If you are in that area and it's safe for you to go outside, you can send us your photos. We'll get those up on the website a little bit later once the warnings are done, but we will continue to follow these warnings until the warnings have passed through our area. What we're now seeing is, because of the fast pace of these storms and how these warnings are progressing, now we're just talking about the tornado warning in Jefferson County for central, northern, and mostly eastern parts of Jefferson County. I'm now going to put on the velocity. I take a look at this once in a while to see where we are seeing the potential of seeing any rotation with these storms. Again, what we like to look at is the circulation, where we see these colors changing very quickly. It gets a little bit tricky when you get closer to a radar site, and this is very close to a radar site, so it's almost on top of it. But what the very interesting thing about this is, if you look to the northwest of the radar site, it's all red. If you look to the southeast, it's all green. That's because of how the rain is moving. But when you start to see those little patches of red and green, again, very close to each other in very bright colors, that could be rotation in that particular area. All right, I'm going to go back to the sky tracker and show you the radar and how extensive this line has been. We're still looking at some decent thunderstorms right now moving through parts of Walworth County. Those are moving to the east. The storms that are in Jefferson County are actually moving to the northeast. That's just because of the orientation of this particular storm right here. All right, I'm going to just check and see what the what the National Weather Service is mentioning here. They do continue their warning in Jefferson County, and this continues until, yes, 6:15. The areas to be impacted: Watertown, Delafield, Lake Mills, Wales, Johnson Creek, North Prairie, Rome, Eagle, Milford as well. Milford is out of the, they had been impacted already. Okay, let's quickly take a look what's happening here. We're now seeing still the tornado warning is in effect till 6:15, and no mention yet if it is going to be extended at the moment, but we still have some very strong cells that are moving right now through the eastern part of Jefferson County. I'm going to zoom in just slightly here so you can see that cell that we're talking about. This is to the east of Jefferson, and it is the biggest cell right now is between Helenville and Sullivan area right there. You can see the lightning that is coming out of that storm. I'm now going to put on the velocity to see if I can see anything in that area. Again, it gets a little tricky closer to the radar, but again, if there's any sort of circulation, it would possibly be on Highway 18 between Helenville as well as Sullivan there. Again, we are looking at a tornado warning issued by the National Weather Service. This is an extension of previous tornado warnings that had been issued just past the top of the hour, just after 5 o'clock. This is now in effect until 6:15 this evening. We're going to see if the National Weather Service extends this, but with the movement of these storms, we could possibly see this being extended out of our viewing area after the 6:15 time frame. Again, we're looking at a tornado warning in effect for this particular area. I'm going to take a quick look and see what's happening here on our website from the National Weather Service before I hand it back over to Cameron. But there's a lot of information and also reports of damage that I want to get into. Cameron, any information from you?
Kevin, we know that we're just still cutting in during the Indy 500, and it is our policy to break into programming and provide continuous coverage if there is a tornado on the ground and in our area, and we want to make sure that everyone is safe. I will be providing a few safety tips. So stay away from your windows, go to the basement or an interior room on the lowest level of your home, cover your head with pillows, or get under some sturdy furniture if you can. And if you live in a mobile home, get out now if you can do so and find a safer location. Again, if you live in a building, the top floor and exterior rooms will not protect you. Move quickly to the basement, and if you don't have a basement, go to an interior room with no windows and do not go outside. No place outside is safe from a tornado. And again, you can download our free First Alert app and receive all the latest updates straight to your phone. We did send you guys a notification earlier today, but we will continue to track this storm. Kevin will be back with updates. Kevin.
Thank you very much, Cameron. I'm just taking a look to see what the National Weather Service is doing. They are sending some people over towards Cold Springs to see if there was damage there. But what we do know is there have been a lot of reports already that have come out from Milton. I'm going to go back and just talk about that very quickly. In Milton, and this was at the beginning of this hour, we were looking at, let's see here. We were looking at Milton and Rock County. This was happening at about 5:26 this evening. Lots of damage in Milton, and specifically mentioned trees on houses. This has been a very extraordinary week already. We have seen a lot of damage starting on Tuesday from the outbreak that we had there, with many tornado warnings that had come through. Then we had of course, a lot of damage in wind on Friday, a lot of heavy thunderstorms there. Today wasn't the best day out there. We had a lot of rain, and now we're looking at a tornado warning. Just one tornado warning at the moment that is making its way through parts of Jefferson County. All right, I want to take you a little bit further out and show you what we are looking at in terms of the scope of this system. And right now, basically, everything is out of Dane County. We do have a little bit of activity just to the northeastern part of Dane County, but we are talking mostly now for Jefferson County and also thunderstorms into parts of Walworth County. The warning has been dropped in Walworth County. That is the good news there. And I'm just going to check right now. Actually, the National Weather Service has just issued another warning for Walworth County that has just come in from the National Weather Service. And this one is until, give me one moment while I pull this up. This is until 6:30 this evening. Eastern Walworth County, at 5:57, severe thunderstorms capable of tornadoes were located along a line to Como, moving to the northeast at 25 miles per hour. These are slowing down a little bit. Earlier, we were looking at the movement of these storms at about 45 miles per hour. The locations that are going to be impacted: Elkhorn, Lake Geneva, East Troy, Williams Bay. These are just some of the areas that the National Weather Service has indicated on their messaging right here. All right. Let's go back. I want to show you where this warning is actually in. I'm going to just show you the warnings that are right in our area right now. There we go. Okay. I'm going to pull this radar over. There we go. And you can see it has really extended for most of central and also over towards eastern parts of Walworth County. Let's take a look at the communities affected by this. Elkhorn, of course, in there, East Troy, Lake Geneva, and out of our viewing area, Burlington as well. Sugar Creek, you are in that warning. And then into parts of Jefferson County, we're talking Sullivan, Johnson Creek, Palmyra as well. And then up towards the north, Watertown is right on the edge of that particular warning. Let's go back to the radar and show you what we're looking at here. We're looking at some multiple cells, not just one large cell. You can see we have one large cell right here. This one is located on Highway 94, just to the north of Sullivan. I'm going to highlight that for you. You can see this area right here. If I pull up my velocity, again, we're a little bit close to the radar. I'm not sure the velocity will help at this moment. We're not really seeing anything in that location. This is the area that I was watching. But again, we're very close to the radar. We may not be seeing a good representation of that circulation in that area. I'm going to pull back and show you exactly what we're talking about in terms of our radar. Extending all the way down, thunderstorms basically one large cell going through Watertown, another just to the northeast of Fort Atkinson, and then just now pulling through Elkhorn. Looks like the line is now making its way just to the east of Elkhorn. I'm going to take you down towards Walworth County as well and show you what we are looking at there. Elkhorn is just on the edge, making its way. So East Troy, Lake Geneva, you are all now in that warning. It looks like the National Weather Service is now issuing another warning for the southern part of Walworth County. That is now coming onto my chart, and that is going to extend also into Kenosha and Racine. But this warning, this new warning for the southern part of Walworth County is in place until 6:30 this evening as well. So Racine, Walworth, we do have multiple warnings that are now in effect across parts of this area. And let me get you back. Sorry about that. There we go. All right. Jefferson County, well, until 6:15 this evening, we have another 13 minutes on this particular warning. Then we have two warnings for most of the eastern parts, all the way from the northeast to the southeast of Walworth County, and these go until 6:30 this evening as well. Again, these storms, the ones in Walworth County are moving to the east at 30 miles per hour. And the ones towards the northeast in Jefferson County are making their way to the northeast at about 35 to 40 miles an hour as well. All right, again, an update on this. We started tornado coverage just after the top of the 5 o'clock hour. These have been in effect, moving through all of our counties from Greene County, Rock County, and then into Jefferson County as well. We're now talking Walworth County. Most of our southern counties and our southeastern counties being impacted by these storms. If you hear the sirens going off in this area, you need to get to your basement. You need to get to your interior room. Do not come outside. Do not go close to your windows. Do not try to see the tornado or the funnel cloud. Do not go outside until it is safe to go outside and the sirens and the warnings have stopped at that time. And if you do go outside, be very careful for any debris that may be on the ground. A lot of this debris may include nails. We don't want anybody accidentally walking on debris that could injure them as well. Again, we could be seeing power outages in this area. Previously, we did have a lot of reports coming out of the Milton area. I haven't seen really any more reports coming out of parts of Jefferson or Walworth County yet, but I'm going to take a quick look and see what the National Weather Service is posting on their site.